see if he's as funny in real life as he is on Facebook. Wynne McLaughlin.
Thanks, guys. A lot of Facebook friends here. Before I get started, I wanted to just talk about, just really say one thing about the power of myth and storytelling. I don't like Fox News. That's really all I wanted to say. So I'm a game designer, 7 years now, and I love my job. Funny story. I didn't start out as a game designer. It's my second career. For the better part of 10 years, I was a screenwriter. Film and TV, really bad stuff that hopefully you haven't seen. But it was a lot of fun, and at the time I thought it was my dream job. The reason that I wanted to get into movies was Star Wars, because I grew up in the 70s and that's the law. But I was also a D&D geek, and that was huge. That was really what made me get addicted to storytelling. So the process of my career really is this. I ran games, really multi-year campaigns instead of finishing college. And then I started turning the games into stories, and then I started turning the stories into scripts. And then, and this really is the key to the benefit program, I convinced somebody to pay me to write scripts. So, like I said, better part of 10 years, I did it. And what I realized in retrospect recently is I was waiting for technology to catch up with me. I mean, games were my thing from the beginning. It really wasn't movies. Low tech. Okay, my point really. Here's what kills me. Something that amazed me about, or continues to amaze me about the game industry, is how often, I mean, I work with some amazing, talented, funny, creative people, but inevitably, invariably, I get into a discussion with them, they find out what I used to do, and we start talking about show business, and they eventually confess to me that in their heart of hearts, they really would love, they're writing a script, they would love to be a screenwriter, they want to get into the movie industry. And my question to them is, why? Why would you want to do this? How many times have you heard, like in the past week, Hollywood has run out of ideas? How many times have you said it? Sequels, reimaginings, that's my favorite, I love that. 3D is the new, hello, the 50s called, they want their gimmick back. Seriously, I look at the paper, I'm trying to go to the movies, there's nothing to go see. And it amazes me. I love games, it's my favorite form of entertainment. I think all of us, we're all gamers. By the way, last week, 27,000 gamer score, 27K. I'm hardcore. Thank you, I rule. Where do I catch those in, by the way? So I think it's about sort of the mystique of the movie industry. I fell for it, you know? You see these stories all the time in the papers about the $1 million screenplay deal. Let me tell you what the $1 million screenplay deal is. It is an advertising gimmick for the studios to push their new project. A $1 million deal is an option to buy your screenplay. If somebody wants to buy your screenplay, they will give you an option money, usually 10%. $100,000, that's pretty great, right? All right, but then you pay your agent, you probably pay an entertainment attorney to look over the contracts, you pay your guild dues, because if you're working for the studios, you're in the Writers Guild, and you pay your taxes. Now you've got, what, $50,000? Well, that's not a bad amount of money. but you don't get another cent until the movie gets made. Best case scenario, 2 years, and that's if they find the right director, they get the cast, they schedule the shooting schedule, work it around everybody, it goes into production, and then during that time, studio management doesn't change, a similar movie doesn't come out, it tanks, so many things, and then when alright, then it's done, it's filmed, it's in the canon, it comes out, probably goes direct to video, because High School Musical 6 in 3D is worth their advertising dollars far more than this is. So I actually I asked some friends this past weekend that are screenwriters, what's the average? How many scripts are optioned to movies are made? And I checked with them because it's been like 7 years, and I'm like, well, maybe it's changed. It's gotten worse. It's about 100 to 1. Let me say that again, 100 scripts. The studio either puts money behind an options and releases the $1 million script sale story that you see, or it's a work to hire based on their idea and you're paid even less and there isn't a back end. Maybe there is, maybe most of it's on, excuse me, on the back end. 100 to 1. One movie gets made of those 100. So how do screenwriters make money? I know a lot of successful screenwriters who make a very successful living, who have never seen anything they've ever made on the big or the small screen, ever. It's really common. That's what it is. Here's what the job is. You go into a meeting, they tell you what they want, you go home to your cave by yourself, without your buddies, no lunches, no talking about Doctor Who or how much we miss Firefly. You write your thing, you send in your draft, they call you back in for a meeting, and you get notes. Let me tell you a few of my favorite notes. I had a producer say to me, Wynne, don't write so smart. I had another producer say in the development meeting, as we're all talking, we took a break, you know, it's not like we're making movies any of us would want to see. My script over here. And then my favorite is, this scene here, could that take place in a strip bar? That's really common, okay? Game industry, fantastic. I love the game industry. I came to it, like I said, late. And there was a threat of a writer's strike. And I found out new media wasn't covered by the Writers Guild, and if the strike happened, I could work, and I was a gamer. Technology had caught up to me. I played Westwood's Blade Runner. Loved it, and looked up on their website, and they had, first time I've ever seen it, never seen it since, professional screenwriter, produced screenwriter wanted to write for a game. I got the job. I did 4 games with Westwood until they were assimilated. And now I moved to Austin. I realized there's very few contract writing jobs, so I learned design. Never Winter Nights taught me that. Did a couple of mods, again, fantastic way in. Moved to Austin, moved myself to Austin, at an entry-level design position. 7 years later, I'm working on Star Wars again, because that's the law. But I'm working for my favorite company in the world on a game that blows my mind, with a team bigger than I could have imagined possible. I think one of the biggest teams ever. Having the time of my life, and it's about the people that you work with. Unbelievable people. I was talking about lunch. I'm serious about that. You know, fantastic people. I didn't read a lot of comic books in my time, but I'm a walking encyclopedia now, just through osmosis, and valuable information. So. Recognize what you have. This is a great, we're not just developers, we're gamers, we're artists, no matter what Ebert says. We're the pioneers of holodeck technology. Mark my words on that. We're creating the new technology. It's a fantastic industry, and we should all feel really lucky. Don't envy, the grass is always greener, don't envy those people. So, let me skip to my, here, sorry. Low tech is fabulous. So, alright, conclusion. Making games is a lot more fun and a lot more satisfying than writing scripts for movies that probably won't get made, and if they do, they will not resemble in any way the original story you wrote. Guaranteed. And you won't be paid anywhere near as much as they promised you. to look around you and be thankful for the people you work with, because that's the people in this room. All my base belong to you guys. You are, you know, seriously. I lived in LA, alienated and sad and lonely, and, you know, dreamed of one day having what I have in the game industry. I love it. Don't take it for granted. And 3, I'm not an Xbox, but I do play one on television. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. Great night tonight.
All right, so the door is open. You all get to go home now. Thank you, everyone, for coming.